Got a special guest over here, man. I've been knowing this brother for a good minute, man. Man at Fit Nation, man. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Real good brother, man. Let's give it up for Javon,
Yo,
man.
yo,
What's
Yes,
yo.
going
yes.
on?
Yo, how's it going?
Going
Hey,
good, man.
Javon, man.
Going good, man. Man, dude, you got incredible stories, man. You know what I'm saying? Because we talked about it a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, we was in the gym, man. So, dude, when you first started out, how much did you weigh before you started working out?
When I started working out, I was like about buck 85. So about
Damn.
185 pounds.
And how tall are you? How
6'5".
Wow,
So I
man.
was lanky. I was tall, I was lanky, I was thin.
Yeah, man.
You
Just
Snoop Dogg
You like
fan.
Reggie Miller. Reggie
Skinny
Miller,
ball.
Snoop Dogg, like
Yeah.
Baby Boy Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, so skinny.
Y'all remember Baby Boy? Baby Boy?
So,
Anyway.
so what made you like? Did you look in yourself in the mirror and say, "Damn, I'm too fucking skinny"? Or what?
It wasn't even that. It was just what I was going through in life that
Oh,
got
okay.
me
So-
working out fitness. Yeah.
So tell us your story, man.
So let's see. So I'm from Seattle, Washington, born
Okay.
there. Moved down here to Long Beach when I was like 3 or 4 years old.
Okay.
But growing up in high school, I was an athlete. But after high school, I got introduced with just like drugs, alcohol, drinking, all that stuff. So I went through 7 years of addiction. So 7 years of a coke and a meth addiction.
Really?
Yeah, 7 years. Was down and out, homeless. I mean, parents had completely got rid of me. My friends completely got rid of me. Was hanging out with the wrong people. And what happened was I went to rehab back when I was 25 for the first time. I'm 34 now, so 25 went to rehab. And in this rehab, it was a year-long program. They had us doing some, what's it called, like work therapy, where we had to go out and do landscaping, all that stuff. Fell from a 12-foot ladder. I'm 6 feet tall, so that's about an 18-foot fall. Completely broke my right ankle. It's a pilon fracture.
Oh yeah, I saw something, a photo of that
Yeah.
on your IG. Like,
Yeah.
and so explain it. So it was a compound on
was-
the leg.
Yes,
I think you showed it. Like,
It was
yeah.
a pilon fracture. So
So what does
basically,
that
my
mean?
tibia split up all the way up. Both my ankle joints on both sides, they completely shattered. My foot completely shattered.
On the right foot.
On the right foot, everything was on the right. They lined me up for amputation, knee down. So I was about to get my foot amputated, and then I had a team from USC that came in and said we want to save his leg. So they did it's like 4 surgeries. One was an 18-hour surgery. But basically, they took skin and muscle from my left thigh, and they put it down on my right ankle to save the skin around the bone. And they reconstructed the bone with 14 pins, 3 plates, 22 screws.
Wow.
Completely reconstructed my entire ankle, my entire tibia. And it was then they told me you'll never run again. You'll never lift anything heavy with your legs again. You'll have a permanent limp for the rest of your life. Basically, the only type of athletics you're going to be able to do is you may be able to do a two-on-two tennis. And they say 2-on-2 because you can't cover a full court. So you'll never be able to run. You'll just be able to do a little jog here and there. And I think that's when I call bullshit. I was like, nope. I was an athlete when I was young. I survived addiction. I survived this.
What did you play?
I was a track runner. So I did 110 high hurdles, triple jump. I actually went to Norfolk State, go Spartans, out in Virginia.
Okay, right
So it was
on.
HBC. So I went out there for a couple
on.
years. But I lost my scholarship while I was back there because of the drugs and alcohol. So I had to come back home and everything. But I just told myself, I said, you know what, I'm not going to be able to live my whole life and not be able to do anything athletic at all. You know.
So what made you overcome the drug and alcohol addiction? How did you overcome
I think I got to a point. I was sitting in my car one day. I was homeless. I was living with a drug dealer back and forth to him on his couch. And sitting in my car one night, and I just said, you know what, I can't do this anymore. Physically, my body was completely deteriorating. Like I said, I was
He said meth though?
It
Like
was meth, yeah. So I mean, at that time, I was down to like 170.
see, because a lot of people talk about that addiction. They show these pictures, these
Yeah.
horrific photos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can, and you know, it's okay if it's not if you're
Oh
not
yeah,
able
I'm
to.
completely, yeah.
But can you give us like a little intel into like how that feels or what actually
Yeah.
happens? Like,
For me, it was a sexual thing.
okay,
I took it because I wanted to basically be sexually active with anything and everything and everybody.
Got it.
It was completely. I had a porn addiction, so that linked to it. I had an addiction with sex, that linked to it. I just had an addiction with partying. I like to, go EDM music and go to
Oh, yeah, the
raves and all that
raves.
stuff.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's dropping pills and all that stuff.
big in the scene. Yeah.
Yeah, so it just came with the scene. It came with the lifestyle. It started off fun. For the first year or two was fun. And then about that third
Makes
year,
sense that it starts off.
it
like,
starts fun, yeah.
Yeah.
Everything is going good, but that third year, I think it hit. That's when I started losing the friends, started losing the family. Physical appearance started deteriorating. I couldn't keep a job for nothing. Like, had a job for maybe 2-3 weeks. You get paid for the first time, and you gone. They looking for you. Like, where you at?
You just
He's
disappear
off
and
getting
shit.
high,
Like,
yeah.
you seen Javon?
You're right. He
Yeah,
gone.
that nigga
He
that
gone.
big.
You know.
Yeah. Wow.
And then it just came to a point. I was just sitting in my car one night, and I was like, you know, I don't have no job. I don't have no friends. I don't have no family. I feel like I'm gonna die. Like, literally, my body was to the point where I felt like I was gonna die. So I'm sick of this shit. Like, I just don't want to do this no more.
Wow.
And that next day, I called my mom, and I was like, yo, I need help. She's like, I know a program that you can go to. It's out in LA. It's called the Dream Center. Let's get you into it. That next day, I was like, let's go. So we got in the car. She drove me up there, and I was in that program that night.
And so you were 25?
I was 25 at that time.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
25 at that time. So that was
So you had the presence of mind at that time,
Yeah,
too. Like,
yeah.
through the addiction, too?
It was through the addiction. I think I just had gone through so much. And, you know, I wasn't raised around all that. My dad was an alcoholic, but he wasn't a drug addict.
Okay.
My parents, they worked hard to give me what, you know, good life and all that. So I wasn't raised around that. I didn't know homelessness. I didn't know drug addiction. I didn't know stuff like that. So for me to be at that point where I was around a bunch of people that I just didn't fit in with, I was like, you know, I'm not this person. I'm not.
You kind of felt like the like,
outsider.
Yeah,
and then they
yeah.
always just say like, yo, you're different. Like, why are you here? You're different. They always just say that to me. You're different. Something's different about you.
Okay.
And I think that just boiled down to that's just not the type of person I was born to be.
That's awesome,
you know.
man.
So yeah, I got into that program, and that's when it started.
Wow.
After that injury, like I said, the doctors told me all these things I'll never do again. I said, I'm gonna do it.
Wow.
I'm gonna do everything you said I can't do plus more.
So what steps did you take to
Yeah.
get to that where you are?
So the first step I just took is I just got to a gym. Once I got out of that program, the first thing I did, I just got into a gym. I said, first thing I want to do is I want to be able to run. So I got a trainer. This was back like 2 years out of the program. So my first trainer was at the YMCA.
Okay.
And I went to the YMCA because I was embarrassed to go to big gyms.
Right.
Okay.
Because I was like,
was the YMCA like? I know how they're pretty big too,
Yeah.
but depends on which one you go to, I guess.
Yeah,
But
and the one I was at was more the older crowd.
Okay.
So like in
Yeah.
the 50s and the 60s, yeah. So I was like, okay, that's cool because I fit in. I felt like I'm an old soul, so I felt like, you know, I don't have to be all macho and be the biggest guy in the gym and look at me. So I was scared of 24-hour fitness. I was scared of LA Fitness. I was scared of all these bigger
that makes
corporate
sense,
gyms.
though.
It's
I mean,
terrifying.
they're not very welcoming anyway. You know what I mean? Like you walk in there and they're just it's not very like you have to really kind of know.
Yeah.
You got to be really
Know what
confident in
you're
a way.
doing.
Like, cause in me, like I go through the same things when I walk in there. I'm like, do I really want to be here? You know what I'm saying? But go ahead, man.
Yes, I got to the YMCA. My first trainer, his name was Eric. He fresh out of Long Beach State. I was his first client.
Oh wow.
And I'm like, dude, I just want to be able to run. Can you help me run? And he worked with me for about 1.5 years, and I was like, you know what, I want to do a triathlon. So he's like, let's
Hold
train
on.
Yeah.
You just skipped over that.
Yeah.
Hold on. Did he just breeze past that? Hold on. So he walked in. Your doctor said that you won't run. You might be able to jog here and there.
You heard what he said after that. Fuck that.
I said,
Yeah. But then he got the
bullshit.
trainer, and then he's like, you know, you told him you wanted to run, but then you're like, no, I want to do a
I
triathlon.
want to do a triathlon.
But what was in between that?
1.5 was just all basic stuff. So he was teaching me how to bench press, how to squat, which I knew how to do all this stuff because I was an athlete in high school, but it was just getting the form back and being able to do it. Yeah, doing it with now this ankle that has like 10% mobility. Mind you, when I started, I had 10% mobility in my ankle. So the fact that I'm squatting, that's unheard of. So I had to be able to squat in a certain way. I had to use Smith machines to squat. I couldn't do a free squat.
Oh, so you used the machine.
I used the Smith machines.
Okay.
It was free weights or body weight, so I wasn't using any type of weights.
Got it.
He was teaching me just the basics, you know, how to do, you know, a proper deadlift, how to do a proper squat, how to do a proper bench press, how to just gym etiquette, just little stuff that, like, you know, a beginner would need to know in the beginning stages. And then he had me on the treadmill. He would have me on different machines that would help me with my range of motion. So the Arc Trainer, which is a good machine to use.
The Arc Trainer?
The Arc Trainer. So it's similar. It kind of mimics a treadmill, but your feet are free from it. Your feet are moving.
Oh, it's kind of like an elliptical?
Kind of like an elliptical, but it's a little bit different. But it helped me with my range of motion. So he had me on that on a daily, making sure that I was getting the cardio in and everything. Had me on a bike.
Okay.
Just all that helped me with my stretching and all that stuff. So before and after, he would teach me these different stretches I could do with my ankle to get my mobility up and everything. And that was for a year and a half. So I worked with him 5 days a week for a year and a half.
That's incredible, man.
5 days a week for a year and a half. And
so did your family kind of help you with that after, or did you have to work, or?
Yeah. So when I got out, actually, I got blessed. I got a job at a nonprofit. So I was doing some outreach with a nonprofit.
Especially coming from like where your background was, it probably helped that you could use that experience to help people.
And then the program I was in was a nonprofit. So that second year I was in that program, I was working with youth.
Oh, okay.
And so I got an opportunity to work with them kind of at risk.
That's
so that
great,
kind of
man.
gave me like a year of experience where I was able to transition into a new nonprofit and work with just some outreach in North Long Beach and stuff like that.
That's awesome, man.
Yes, it was dope. So I was able to, pay my way with that. My mom let me come back home, so I was living at home.
That's also great.
She's
man.
like my savior, man. Yeah, she's been my savior. So she let me move back in. She's like, just get your feet on the ground. Let's get you going.
Yeah.
And so I started that journey. Yeah.
That's like moms, man.
Wait, so the question is, did you do the triathlon?
Yeah,
I did.
I was waiting for that.
I actually have it. I have the story posted on my Instagram. But a year and a half after working with Eric, I was like, yo, I want to. Since they said I'll never be able to run, I want to run, I want to swim, and I want to bike. I want to do it all.
Bro.
So let's train for a triathlon.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, let's do it. Let's do it. Obviously, I didn't do a full-out triathlon because, coming off that stuff would be crazy. I can't run a marathon and, bike 20-some odd miles or 50 miles, whatever it is. But I did, it was called a reverse triathlon. So it was a 3.5-mile run, it was a 15-mile bike ride, and a 400-meter swim. And so it was held at the Air Force Base out in Los Alamitos.
Wow.
So he said, let's train for this one. This is a small one. This is get your feet wet. I mean, it's a 3.5-mile run. You said you'll never run again, but we're going to get you running 3.5 miles. Let's do that. So we trained for about a year with that. So I was with him a total of 2.5 years, and I finally did my first reverse triathlon. And I completed it in an hour and 15 minutes.
Okay. Is that a good time?
I guess. I mean, it was good. I was like in the middle of the crowd.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
It was, yeah. I mean, but I ran the whole time. I biked the whole time, and I swam the whole time. Yeah. I didn't stop
Man,
once.
from having a shattered foot.
What?
Yeah.
And how much after the shattered foot to the
Yeah.
triathlon? What's the time?
Wow. Okay. So I was on crutches, I was in a wheelchair for 3 months. I was on crutches for 9 months. And I didn't actually able to do anything athletic or any type of physical work until about a year after the entire accident.
And then you trained for a year and a half. So it's like maybe 2.5, 3 years.
2.5, 3 years about, yeah.
From the accident to you running the triathlon.
To actually doing the triathlon.
Oh
yeah.
my God,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So what happened after you did the triathlon? What was your mind state after then?
I love fitness. I think that's when I fell in love with fitness. I said, you know what, this is going to save my life because it's keeping me sober. It's defying all types of odds that were against me.
Yeah.
It makes me happy. It's something that I look forward to getting up in the morning and doing because I'm an early morning person. I like to get up and work out.
Right.
It keeps me balanced.
Yeah.
It's just something that I love doing.
Yeah.
And so I want to take it further. So that's when I started actually with the whole let's do bodybuilding.
Okay.
So I found Fit Nation.
Right.
So I found Fit Nation Gym, and I started working with the coach there, and was like, yo, I want to do a bodybuilding show. Like, so I mean, I'm going all these things that I want to do this. I want to lift heavy. I want to squat like 400 pounds.
Yeah.
I want to do everything they say I'm not gonna do.
This is so crazy.
I want to do it.
Damn.
And so I went to his name is Alex. I went to him. I said, yo, this is the limitations I have, but this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
And he was like, let's work.
Nice.
And so I worked with him for about a year and a half and did my first bodybuilding show last year.
Wow.
Yeah, that was dope.
Yeah.
That dope.
Is it a natural bodybuilding show? Or
See,
is
me, I was enhanced.
Okay.
I'll admit I was enhanced. So some athletes are natural.
Okay.
But
because I think we had a natural one in here
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
Because,
You remember Coach was a natural.
Yeah, Coach is natural. Yeah. But go ahead.
But yeah, now I'm natural. But for the show, I was
Yeah,
enhanced.
okay.
Yeah.
So how was that process like doing the bodybuilding? Was it different from doing the triathlon?
The hardest thing I've done in my life.
Really?
Because
harder than the triathlon?
Yes. I think it's because it was a lifestyle. Like for that year that I had to prep for that show, the eating, the waking up early in the morning, staying on your regimen with your vitamins, coming to the gym 6 days a week, your water intake. It's just so structured. There's no room for error.
Okay.
It's almost to this point where it's like if you want to be your best on stage, you got to stick to the plan. And if the coach gives you a plan, you stick to it.
Oh, okay.
And I'm the type of person very OCD when it comes to like my goals, and so I stuck to it.
Yeah.
And so I mean, there was days where I was up at 4 a.m. and I'm not getting home till 10 p.m. and I got to get up at 4 a.m. the next day,
Damn.
and for this whole week because I'm working 8-hour shifts. Because not only I'm a lot of I see some of these guys that are doing bodybuilding, they don't have regular full-time
Right,
jobs. They're
right.
trainers,
Yeah.
so they're in a gym all day.
Yeah.
But I'm going to work 8 hours, 9 hours a day, working, standing up the whole day, working, doing outreach and stuff, and helping people, and then having to come from there to the gym, having a meal prep. So I'm like out in the streets and I'm warming up a plate of chicken and rice, and people are looking at me like, "What's wrong with you?" I gotta stick to my meals.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So it was just I think it was the discipline and the structure that was the hardest for me because I've never learned discipline on that level.
Do
Never
you,
learned discipline on
do
that
you
level.
deal with any like residual do you have to do anything with your right foot
Yeah.
to keep yourself from whenever you have catastrophic injuries,
Yeah.
like you have residual pain, swelling, like arthritis, all those things. Do you deal with any of those?
Thank God I'm nothing.
That's
No
a good-
pain, no arthritis, no swelling.
Wow, dude.
It's actually, my range of motion is at 80% right now.
That's great. Dude.
And they said I would never be able to have any type
That's
of range
already
of
that's a
motion.
big.
I don't
that's a
limp,
gold
you
medal
know?
right
Yeah.
there, man.
The only thing I do is I gotta, it's an orthotic. I gotta wear an orthotic every day in a shoe, but it's a simple.
Only on one shoe.
Just both shoes.
Both shoes, yeah.
It just slips right into my shoes.
I
so
wear
put-
them now, and I've never had.
Yeah.
I wear them because I have flat feet, so I
Yeah,
wear
so-
or it's just keep your foot like balanced.
To
or
keep me
whatever.
balanced, yeah, because
Yeah.
if not, my right foot naturally it tends to just roll off the side on the
Mhm.
right, and so it just keeps me balanced, keeps me
Okay.
walking straight. Yeah,
But
Man.
but now back to I want to get back to the addiction.
Yeah.
First phase.
Yeah.
In your life. How did you get into that? Like, what
Yeah.
was your mind state? Like, man, I just want to try it. You know what I'm saying? How did you get into that?
okay. Yeah, so I was very sheltered growing up
Yeah.
in high school. My parents didn't let me do much of anything when it comes to going to parties, drinking. So I didn't take my first drink until I was 19.
Oh,
So-
good.
Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't take my first drink until I was 19, but
Good
the
and
thing,
bad.
good and
Right,
bad,
I-
and that's what I was just
clearly.
going to go there. It was a
call.
bad thing because I told myself, I said, I want to try everything because I wasn't able to try anything when I was a kid. I want to try everything when I'm an adult. So
That's
now
crazy.
I'm 18, I'm 19, I want to smoke, I want to drink, I want to party, I want to have sex, I want to do everything I couldn't do when I was in high school.
Right.
Yeah.
And I did. I chose a school.
You went ham.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
chose a school that was the furthest away from California. I said I could have went to all these different schools, but I chose Norfolk State University, which is in Norfolk, Virginia,
Norfolk, yeah.
3,500 miles away.
Coast of Virginia Beach.
Yeah, I literally went coast to coast because I was like, I'm getting away from my parents, I'm getting away from my family. I don't want to know anyone out there because I'm gonna discover this new person and I'm a party.
That's what's up.
And
Okay.
that's the mentality I had, and not knowing that I had an addicted personality, and I come from a line of addicts and alcoholics.
Okay, so you didn't
I
can't
didn't-
compute that really. I
Yeah.
mean, if you don't get the
And I didn't,
knowledge, the
and I
education.
had never had education about addiction and alcoholism and all that stuff growing up. So I didn't know what an alcoholic was. I didn't know what an addict was.
Yeah.
But the second I took that first drink, I knew something was different because I was like, this is what I've been missing my whole life.
Yeah.
Really
A normal
That's the way you
person,
felt.
a normal
Wow.
person don't think like that.
No.
It's like, I'm having a drink,
My first time getting drunk, I think I was like, "Whoa, I'm floating. I don't know if I want to do this again.
Right?
I feel like 2 feet taller. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Let me take a few months off for this."
Yeah, and that's normal.
Yeah.
But
Right.
for an addict or alcoholic, it was me. I was like, yo, this is what I've been needing my whole life.
It's like a door opener.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
this.
wow.
This makes
That's
me.
what I've heard. I've heard
this
that
makes
from
me, happy. This makes me
Okay.
social. This makes me excited.
It
This-
make you be a different person.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
and it
And you
feels
like
like
that person
Yeah,
sometimes.
and I like this person better than the sober person.
Okay.
The drunk Javon or the high Javon is better than the sober Javon.
Interesting.
Which was different. It's backwards.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how it started.
I mean, damn.
It's like turning your inner thoughts into reality. I would
Yeah,
say.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I would sit on the wall in high school at a dance or something, and not dance, and I was like, man, I wish I could just get out there and dance.
I
Yeah.
see.
I wish I could get out there and dance. But when I got to college, it was like that's the first thing I did. I went out there and I danced because I was drinking and using,
Yeah.
and it was nothing to me.
Right.
It was something that I've always wanted to do, but I just never had the courage to
It's
do it.
interesting. That makes a lot of sense. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
you know, there's a lot of great people that have that same experience. I mean, we've been talking about like, you know, Priest and I've been like diving into this, you know, autobiography of Malcolm X, and like,
Yeah.
and he talked about how like that helped him, like, you know, Lindy Hop and like get into that, you know,
Yeah.
because the using of marijuana and whatever it was at that time, like it just opened him up to a person that people liked, and
Yeah.
you know, it was a high, you know what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah.
like double whammy. You know?
Yeah, it mostly seems like when you get turned to that person, almost like you discredit yourself. You know,
Yeah.
you know when you turn into this person like you don't like yourself. You ain't like yourself.
I hated myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And even to this day, I mean, kind of fast forward, I've had to go through, therapy, one-on-one therapy. I've had to do group therapy. I've had to do a lot of self-love and
The work never
self-acceptance.
stops.
The work never stops because and there's some other things in my life too that I just came out of the closet this year.
Right.
Oh,
that was
man,
something
congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah,
that was
dude.
something that I was terrified of.
How did your family and the people that were like not knowledgeable of it, how did they take that?
The only it's funny because friends disappear, family stuck by me.
Oh, that's
but
right.
there was some friends that we're still friends, but it's different.
It's different.
It's
Yeah.
different.
Oh, it's
We don't
because-
talk about the same things anymore because I'm not faking the funk no more.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
talking about things that I think you want me to talk about because you want me to
Because
like
you're
you.
insecure about
Or, yeah,
who you were.
yeah.
And you got a lot of kids out there, man, that's going through the same
Yeah.
predicament.
100%,
Yeah,
yeah.
that you went through.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They don't want to tell their parents. They don't want to
Yeah.
tell their friends or their family members because they scared of
'Cause
the
they're
reaction.
embarrassed.
Well, there's
Yeah.
social
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
social fears, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, definitely.
I mean,
And that can
especially
cause
like
a
you
lot
said.
of trauma.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Oh, yeah.
it does.
And
It
did.
is.
Yeah, it did.
It did.
It
So
did.
tell us, like,
So I knew when I was like 3.
really?
I knew.
Oh
right
my
away.
God! Like,
I
I'm
knew
sorry.
when I
I'm
was
gonna
like-
have to have you like tell
I'll tell you
me
the story. So here's
Yes.
the story. I'm at preschool. It's called
One of your
Cerritos.
first memories?
Yeah, Cerritos Learning Tree, right? So we're
Okay.
sitting out there. Everyone's out in recess, and me and a boy named Derek, we're picking sunflowers. And 2-3-year-old boys in the back of the preschool picking sunflowers. And I said, Derek, you're my boyfriend. And he goes, you're my boyfriend too. And I was like,
Oh, that's
this is
kind of
so
cute. Though. I ain't
weird.
gonna lie,
Like
man.
it was just weird to me, and I'm
I
like,
mean,
this
yeah.
is different.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
this is
okay.
different. But I knew right then and there, I was like, something's different about me.
Okay.
But I hid it all through high school, all through junior
Naturally,
high.
though.
I dated girls.
Mhm.
I dated girls all the way up until I was about 32 years old. Yeah.
Oh.
And
I
you
hid
hid
So were
I
you
hid
you
it.
sexually active with women too?
I was sexually active.
But
with
you
women,
just kind of forced it. It wasn't like
it
a
was
natural.
it wasn't natural to me at all. It was kind of like a chore. It was something that I felt obligated I needed to do because I was in a relationship with them.
Okay.
I never cheated on girlfriends, but when I wasn't with the females, I was usually down low,
Yeah.
doing stuff. And that's another reason why I used the drugs, because when I used the drugs, I felt like I could actually be gay.
Okay.
So
got
when
it.
I used, I was like, okay, I could be gay. I can be who I am. I can be me. But I was hanging out with the wrong type of people. They may have been gay, but they were the wrong type of people that I was hanging out with because they were into the drug scene and all that stuff. And even like going, with fitness and everything, coming into the gym, that I was terrified.
Oh,
I'm a
yeah,
gay
that
male
part.
coming into a gym around a bunch of straight men who are bodybuilding. It's like, what are they gonna think of me if I say I'm gay? Like,
So
so
then
that,
you realize that like it's actually more mixed than you think.
yeah,
There's
then
a
you
lot
think,
of them.
is.
once you actually
Exactly.
come out, it's like,
They're like, oh yeah, they are
yeah,
too.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
So what made you come out?
I was dating a guy at the time that was just like, you need to start being you. He was like, I'm not gonna date you if you're just gonna sit up here and be fake and faking the funk. Like, I can't even go out in public and I can't even be who I want to be
Oh,
around
that's
you
awful,
because
man. It's tough.
you're scared of who you are. So now you're basically cramping my game because I'm out and you're not. And so I remember one day I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna do it. And I did it on Instagram of all places.
Shit.
And
So everybody that
That's the best place to do
Oh,
it.
my
Yeah,
phone,
it is,
my
right?
phone blew up that night. I mean, I literally I went on Instagram on a live story and I was like, I'm gay, and I had my boyfriend right there and we kissed, and I mean, about a minute later, my phone just blowing up. People are like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, are you serious? Some people are like, I knew the whole time.
Yeah, a lot of people are like that.
Right.
They're your real friends.
The real friends were like, I knew the whole time. I was just waiting on you. Like,
Yeah.
now we can actually,
have a real
have a
conversation.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was back in April of this
Damn.
year.
Wow.
April of this year.
Congratulations, man.
Thanks,
like,
man.
I mean,
Yeah.
it takes a lot of. I mean, in this world, like, I know we talk about how progressive we are because there's a lot of things that we see now.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, family lines are really important. It's the biggest influence, and if that family line is not,
I got you, Phil.
family line, if it's not, if they're not supporting, if you don't feel like that fear is big. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
Man, congratulations on that.
Yeah,
That is
man. Because
amazing.
like
Thank
I said, it's a lot of people who's struggling right now with that same situation.
Yeah.
Because of family members, because family members got their religion.
Yeah.
You know how to buy.
I was brought up in the church too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
so
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
big. It was,
What advice would you give anyone like
Yeah.
that have struggled through anything similar to you, like
Yeah.
as far as they want to get better and they just feel like they don't know how, you know what I mean?
in regards to addiction, I think it's just you have to be able to allow somebody to help you. you have to be able to just say, I need help. I think with addicts and alcoholics, we get to a point where we don't like to admit that we have a problem, and we don't like to admit that we need help and that we can't stop on our own.
They might say they need help, but they're like, but this is the solve.
Right.
Yeah.
All I need is this drink, or all I need is this drug to get me,
And you did say you went to therapy for...
In therapy, yeah. I would suggest therapy. I mean, if anyone, I think everyone needs therapy.
Exactly.
Everyone needs therapy. Therapy is an amazing thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's just allowing yourself to just drop your pride and your ego and just say, I need help. And reaching out and asking somebody for help. Yeah.
That's great.
In regards to just coming out, it's just like, be yourself. I mean, it's 2020, it's 2020. It's not a negative thing anymore. Just be you. Just be you.
And how about like overcoming injuries? Because I know yours is catastrophic, but we deal with small ones, relatively.
Yeah.
So like, what is the mentality that you took into your recovery?
With that, it was just, I set a goal, small goal. So at a time I said, so it was just mile markers. So I'm going to do a triathlon. I'm a bodybuilder. But as far as like just the injury, it says, I'm a big believer that your mind can heal the body. Like what you put out, you can definitely heal with the physical body, because it's like the physical body, God created the body to heal itself.
True.
I mean, yes, we have medicine. Yes, we have surgeons and all that stuff, but the body heals itself. You cut yourself, you bleed, but then within a couple of days, there's a scar and it heals. So it's like, if you just tell your body that that's going to heal, and you just put it through, the necessary things, have that grit and have that determination to do it.
Got it.
Man, I can see you writing a memoir.
Man, I want to.
Definitely want to be a part of that.
I definitely want to.
I can see you writing it, man. You know what I'm saying? Telling your life story, because your life story is different from everybody.
Yeah.
I feel like we need 3 episodes for his whole life story.
Yeah.
Because
exactly.
I just checked his Instagram out, and it's like you're modeling too or something.
I just started, so I've been working with some photographers just to build my portfolio. But I'm not signed or anything like that. But that's the next thing. I was like, I want to model. Like there's things in my life that I've wanted to do since I was like 20. I was like, I want to model. So this is the next thing, I want to model. So it's like, what do I need to do to model?
Right on.
So just networking with photographers, and now they're helping me build a portfolio. So now I'm like,
that's awesome.
Let's get signed, and it's not something I want to do for the rest of my life, but just to say I did it. I did it,
Are you still training?
I am still, so I'm still training. I'm not bodybuilding, but I'm still training. I just do it for health now.
Okay.
I just do it for health. I got certified, but I'm not training anyone. But I just got my certification just to say I got my certification.
Right on.
So you actually a trainer right now?
No, I'm not training. I just got my certification.
Oh, he's not practicing.
I'm not practicing just because I wanted to say I got my certification. Like, so that's just kind of what I meant in life. I'm like, I'm doing stuff because I want to do it.
Man, that's exactly how you. Everyone.
Yeah.
I like that perspective, because if you want it and you have passion about it, go have an experience about it.
Just do it.
Yeah, dude.
And don't make excuses. Just do it.
I like that, man.
Now, going through your line of trainers and everything.
Yeah.
Is this getting into the shits?
Uh-oh.
We only have a few minutes, so we're gonna have to
Let's get into the shits real quick.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I was saying, man, let's get
Let's
into
do
the
it.
motherfucking shits. You know what I'm saying?
Let's
So
do it.
going through your line of trainers, man.
Yeah.
You got a lot of people, they said, man, you stole this person from me. You stole this person from me.
Yeah.
Why did you, far as, cause I know you trained with Alex.
I did train, yeah.
And you trained with Mama Beast.
See. Here's the thing. I'm gonna just paint it out right here. Alex, training with Alex first. I had no hard feelings towards Alex. I think Alex was the best trainer.
Right.
He taught me everything I knew about bodybuilding.
Right.
Everything I knew about it. Mommy Beast, me and her, we were training together basically. So I wasn't training with her. We were just training together.
Okay.
I went to a different trainer, he's Mr. Child. He's Christian. He's out in West
Which is
Covina.
her trainer.
Which is her trainer.
Yeah.
That's who I was training with. So I've been training with him. I'm not training with him now, but when I came off my show, I was training with him. And the only reason I left Alex was because I just felt like I was in a season where I wanted to learn more. Okay. I just knew that he taught me a lot about the foundations and the basics. Right. And I wanted to learn more, and I wanted more exposure. It wasn't that I didn't want to work with him anymore. It's just I want to learn more. And I think if you just stick yourself with one person in regards to a sport, you're only going to learn what that one person is going to teach you. But if you can be able to get out and experience different coaches and different experiences, you can be a beast because you're learning from all these different people. Right. And I just wanted to learn from different people. And so as far as Alex goes, I got no hard feelings. That dude is amazing. He's a beast.
Of course,
I learned
man.
so much from him. But I never trained with Mommy Beast.
Yeah, because they went
I
through a
trained with her.
big squabble on
They
Instagram.
did.
I was all
And I saw it, and I'm like, little old me is
the
in the middle of
Stuck
all
in the
this.
middle, right?
I'm in the middle of all this.
Yeah.
And it never, So I think it got mixed up when the posts were going up where she was saying how new client alert, and I kind of looked at that as was kind of like, I'm
She
really
trying
not
to
your
sell.
client.
Yeah.
It was just,
Woo.
he looks good. He has a nice body. Look, he's working out with me.
Yeah, she's marketing with you.
And but we were just working out together.
Got it.
Okay.
We were
That's-
just working
that's-
out together.
Yeah. It's so easy to just say that, though,
Yeah,
to me.
yeah.
Yeah. And so that's why I stayed out of it.
Good
So
job.
I'm not
Yeah.
commenting anything. I'll say it here and here and now, and just set the ball straight.
Yeah, set it straight, man.
Yeah, it just said straight,
Ooh,
man.
boy,
Yeah,
we're gonna have to
everything.
post this one. Set it straight. I was working out with you, Mommy Beast. And Alex, you still the shit, homie. You know what I'm saying? And Mommy Beast's trainer is my trainer.
But
Like,
Mommy
this-
Beast is a dope ass trainer.
No,
Though.
she
I'm
is.
gonna
though.
give her
She
her
is.
credit. She's fucking dope.
Her,
She's dope.
her technique is second.
It's
I've seen
ridiculous.
a
her
great
story
technique.
is incredible.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
an amazing
Yeah.
person.
And she knows how to really put like her mind to her muscle.
Yeah,
Like, and
absolutely.
It's really great. man.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
so
We
Just-
love her. She's been on the show.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So, but my question is for a person who's trying to find a specifically train, what advice can you give them to find the right trainer for them?
I think it's for me. I looked at my trainers as they have something in them that I want.
Okay.
So, and not just a physical look, but something.
One more minute, Phil. One more minute, man.
But as far as just, I saw in my first trainer, Eric, he was new to the game, but he had the fundamentals down. So I was like, I like the fact that he has the fundamentals. I want the fundamentals. With Alex, it was like, I want to bodybuild, so I want to get with him because he's bodybuilding. With Christian, when I got with him, I said, he knows more about bodybuilding. He is more further into the game. I want to learn more about the skill and the sport of bodybuilding. So I got with
It's
Christian.
just going from like
Yeah.
one school to another,
Yeah.
or going from one team to another. Like
Exactly.
it's really like you serve each other. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you served Alex and you served your first trainer. You
Yeah.
served and if they're still getting better, it's just along their journey.
Yeah.
Like it's not wrong with
And
that.
that's what trainers supposed to do. They're supposed to teach you so you can grow, so you
Yeah.
get involved and
Exactly.
move on.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
exactly.
like parenting. Like you want to get your kids to a point where they don't need you anymore.
Exactly.
Like
Get
I mean,
better opportunities out there so
Yeah.
they can
Facts.
move.
Yeah.
from
Facts.
one way. Yeah.
Exactly. Man, Javon, appreciate you being on
Yes,
the show.
sir.
Man,
and
it's a
everything,
pleasure to meet you,
telling
man.
your story,
Appreciate it.
man,
It's been
and
good.
everything, man. Dude, incredible person, man.
Yeah.
Man, y'all check this episode out, man.
Yeah.
And that's another episode of Locker Room Talk, man. I'm your boy Big Preezy. Let's get these games. Yeah.
right.